Hi there. This is another, I have to tell you something. Yesterday I was dancing in the woods, hanging off a yew tree. And I wasn't hanging off a yew tree the whole time, but I was doing a bit of dancing around, and then I just cut onto the branch and I was swinging over and back, and I hit my ribs off the trunk of the tree. And so I'm telling you that because I'm really conscious of it now. I can't take a deep breath. It feels as though I've bruised my ribs or something. Well, I can take a deep breath. I just need to slow it down a little bit. And it's difficult to laugh, so don't make me laugh. Right, so this is another... Ow. Isn't it weird, This is another painting anyway from a demonstration that I did for the flower painting workshop in the summer. I love the paper, but I had wanted... Look, that's my cold sore bleeding now. Honestly, I'm really kind of breaking down. I think that my body is telling me stop or slow down or something. And I have slowed down actually in the last few days. Oh, that's really gross now. I'll be turning around in a second. This is a painting from the summer. I love the paper, but the only issue with this paper, I got it from the SAA. It's called acrylic practice paper. And the only thing with it is that it only comes in the half size. So there's a seam across the middle here. And I want to... This is awful. I want to cover the seam somehow. So that's what I'm going to do when I turn around. I'm going to get some collage paper. Like maybe that kind of thing. And bridge the gap. So over there on the wall you'll see inspiration for this carry-on. I can't believe that my lip burst again there. I mean, how long can a cold sore exist? Like, honestly. Right, I've got some tissue paper there actually. So, oh, Really, there's the message here, isn't there? Okay. And actually yesterday, oh dear, it was on the 1st of January that it actually started. It was the 1st of January that this rib thing happened. And also that morning, I got up and went for a swim first thing. And that was fantastic, and I don't regret any of it really, except for kind of not taking enough care, I suppose, really, of my poor body, not listening in and noticing when I needed to stop. So there's a message for me right now actually. So I've got some cadmium yellow there, and I've also got the paper I just showed you, which I think I'll use first, will I? I mean, actually, ideally it would be tissue paper. I would want it to be a bit thinner than the cartridge, but we'll see. Maybe this is okay. Oh my goodness. And for inspiration, I've got these sketches on the wall over there. So the two sunflowers, one of them is facing down the way that way, and I'm going to use that for inspiration for that one. And the other one is in that direction. Yeah. Let me see now. Rather than lob one big piece on, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to just kind of first... What am I going to do first? I'll just locate the brown centre. That's what I'll do. I'll locate the centre, the brown bit in the middle. And here I've got some, what colour is this now? Winsor Newton Galleria Van Dyke Brown. I'd say that should do the trick for the centre. I've also got the sepia coloured ink if I wanted to draw a bit. Yeah, I missed you yesterday and the day before, I think. So sorry about that. So when I say see you tomorrow, sometimes you need to take that with a pinch of salt. More often than not, though, you know, like my aim would be this year now, alright, to continue this creativity into the year, you know, as much as I can, to have some sort of diligent, consistent practice where I get to connect with you every day and connect too with my own creative impulses. Look, it looks like that would have been a sunflower as well, so 4 sunflowers. I think 3 is a better number, isn't it? Might do something different there. Okay, so there we've got the center of the sunflower. Could probably darken that a little bit more, and the way to darken it really would be to put in some ultramarine blue to properly deepen the tone without having to make it too thick. And the thing here is I don't really want to make it too thick. Alright, the reason I don't want to make, why don't I want to make it too thick there? Because I want to keep the thickness for the petals. I'm just lifting off a little bit of what I've just put on there. Yeah, and it might be enough that actually the petals are what bridge the gap. I get away with that. Okay. Not only the petals, but also I've included a picture over there of a stainless steel jug, which I think it's the same. I think that's it. That's the same one. And I could use the jug as a way of bridging the gap too, of course. Something kind of nice about just that full triangle being there. It's a little bit too dominant though. I'll do it like that. I'm going to use some PVA glue. And see how it's thinner at the top? That suits me, because it's going to be more flush with the surface, and just getting the glue all over the back by bridging this. It's dripping on my fingers and everything now. Just going to stand back and have a look at that. That's okay. I mean, this one will probably have petals that'll overlap. I might even just do that now, just to indicate those petals that'll be falling down in front of that there. Will I? Let's see. Certainly a gentler approach is being asked for in terms of my body here. Not to be so dynamic, I suppose. I had a lovely walk there. I went over to Flotterstone to the reservoir, and I just looked out the window here and saw the light. The sky was pink. I was going to do this a few hours ago, like 4 o'clock-ish. Looked out the window, saw this beautiful pink sky, and I thought I'll go up to Flotterstone now. Flotterstone is the local reservoir here, and I thought it's such a lovely place to catch the last of the light. And the thing about it was that everything there is black and white now, especially in the evening. White hills, because it's right in the middle of the Pentland Hills, and the white snow on the hills, black trees cutting into the horizon line, and black trees dividing the reservoir from the sky too, and the reservoir from the hills. So there's like a cormorant's wing, you know, cutting in the black of the dark black, cutting into the white snow. I think I need a little bit more. So anyway, it was a lovely walk. And you know, I had watched that Leonard Cohen film the other night. Leonard and Marianne, and I was sitting down at the end of the reservoir. There's a bench at the end of the reservoir, and when I sat down there, usually I end up just walking alongside the water until I get to this bench. That's like my destination a little bit. Sometimes, like I remember last summer, I ended up cycling there one evening. Of course, this was at 10 o'clock at night. It was still bright enough. I had made myself some scones, and I made a flask of tea and had my bike with the basket on the front and cycled up to Florestan and all the way to that bench. So that's got memories of hot scones. They were still hot when I got there. Hot scones and a flask of tea and a beautiful view. And so that just kind of painting the picture of what it means, what that bench just kind of illustrates for me a little bit of paradise. A little bit of paradise. I don't know. It's just quite nice because there's a whole vista of the reservoir in front of me from that seat. Anyway, tonight it was pretty dark, but I lay down on the bench because I didn't want my bum to get too wet, so I just put I had socks on for gloves, and I put the sock on the end of the bench and just perched my bum there, and then I could put my feet cross-legged on top of the fence. And I noticed there was these lovely drops hanging off just like dewdrops hanging off the fence. I don't really know why I'm telling you all of this, only that it was a really lovely thing. Sitting watching those dewdrops was something very beautiful, and the way that they were just hanging there. There's 2 rows of them, and it reminded me of the Leonard Cohen song Bird on a Wire. You know, I am going to sing it now. You're in for a real treat. Like a bird on a wire, like a drunken some midnight choir, I have tried in my way to be free. So that came to me. For some reason, those drops reminded me of birds on the wire, and the feeling of freedom. So, yeah, I recommend that film actually. Alright, let's see now. I think I could do with putting some more yellow in to bridge that gap there as well. Put some more PVA glue on there. I see I'm looking at the one up a bit higher now on the wall over there. The higher of the 2 small sunflower pictures is what I'm using for inspiration for this one. So I'm just going to put that bit for the bundle of petals going in that direction. I put some more yellow paper here too. It was pretty treacherous, walking along there, and of course pitch dark on the way home. Treacherous because it was very icy, and you couldn't really tell which bits were icy and which weren't in the dark, of course. That's annoying me a small bit there now, so I'm just gonna, when I'm breathing funny, I said I'm trying to catch my breath. It's a strange thing. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy now that things are being they're being stitched together with these bits of collage. And I think this is what I'm going to come back to. I might even stop fairly soon. But maybe I want to do a bit of painting, and if I'm to paint anything, it'll be the green. So, and it's good because I've got ultramarine blue and cadmium yellow. To be honest, I hardly know why I took out the cadmium yellow because I didn't yet use it. I suppose I could use it for just bits of that. I'm only using it for the sake of it there, to be honest, because it's on the palette. Here, I leave it anyway, that's alright. And I'll do another one a little bit there. Okay, now what I'm going to do with the cadmium yellow is to mix it with the ultramarine blue so that I get some kind of a green because I want to do a little bit of greenery. To be honest, there's not much reference for greenery, is there? Just put a few dark bits where the flower is going to stop and the leaves behind start. I wonder what other flowers I could put into this if I was to add any more. What comes out at the same time as sunflowers, I wonder. I feel a bit like the that edge could be altered too. It's quite wide looking, but maybe I'll leave it wide. I don't see why I have to make it the width of the one in the picture. And to be honest with you, I think that Joyce bought a few more. My friend Joyce, I think, bought a few more jugs, and so it might actually have been that one, only similar to that one in the picture over there, only wider. What am I doing with this now? I'm just going to continue the sunflower here as it extends out. And tomorrow, when I come back to this, we can always do a bit more detail in those petals. I bring some of that brightness up here too. See, when the yellow has got white behind it, it really shines brightly. You see, like when you spread out the yellow on white, it becomes more, it glows more. And I'll just make a few inroads into that already there. Okay. And then what about the tabletop there now? I'd say I could use, see, the thing is I've got quite a bit of paint left over, is the only thing. Anyway, I'll use it, maybe I'll paint a background with that paint that I put out. That thing is a bit strange looking over there. I think I'll get, I'm starting and finishing it, and starting without finishing any sentence, sorry. That thing could be a stock, I would say, and I've got a photograph of a painting I did of stocks that I can use as a reference for that. And what I was going to say for the tabletop is that I'm going to get my little box of sweets here, and I'm going to use some chalk on the tabletop. I think I want to put something bright here. I mean, actually it's hardly seen, is it, that on top of the bright that's already there. Could have been more of a pink version of that, maybe. I was telling you about this paper. It's practice paper from the SAA, acrylic practice paper. That's what it's called. It's got a tooth on one side, and it's got it's really smooth on the other side then. And I just like it. Now there's this nice blue colour in the chalk pastel as well. Might be a nice one to illustrate the maybe the handle. Some of that jug. I don't want to use the same colour for the background. That wouldn't be so sensible now, would it? If I want the blue of the jug to stand forward, what colour would I make the background? Maybe there's more like a teal colour. I think this is more of a dark teal blue. Do you know what? I was automatically using my left hand there. Not sure why. See, I kind of like that blue now. And I think the thing is that it's different enough from the blue of the jug that it'll sit back. And I can also just use it to, once I finish my edge here for this sunflower, then I could maybe use the blue. Actually, I can use the blue to describe the edge of those petals a wee bit, possibly. So why not? with this lovely colour here. I don't know what the table's doing, it's a bit wonky. Shape of that table. And then again, I think wonky can be no harm. Within reason. A little bit of wonkiness. I might stop there. I'd say. Sorry, it's very bright for you. See that light is shining. But no, it's okay. That's pretty much what it looks like. The brightness around that stock flower is actually appropriate. It is white, you know, it is that white. Something I want to maybe just put in some value here. If I had a clean brush, I could use a brush for that maybe. It's cool, isn't it? Lovely colour. Brush doesn't fit in. Smaller brush. Let's see. This is fluorescent ink. It's acrylic ink. I think it'll be quite nice. Well, I just like that colour. It's quite exciting, that colour. And if I was able to get a bigger brush into the jar, I would be making bigger moves with it. But however, it's working out okay. So let me tell you now what's happening tomorrow. Aine is working at 6 a.m. for the first time. And I said to her, look, I'll take you in tomorrow. I said, I can't guarantee I'll be taking you in every day at 6 a.m. so she'll need to get the bus some days. But I thought for the first day I'd take her in. And I also want to get it back into that routine of getting up, of going to bed early. And then actually last year, in February last year, I think it was February last year, maybe it was the year before, I did a retreat, kind of real-time retreat from, it was from India, and so I needed to get up at like 4 a.m. for the meditation that was happening. And I found it fantastic, getting up that early. There's something lovely about that time of the morning. It's just for the month of February. But I was remembering it today in a kind of fondly remembering. And so I'm using Erin's early shift as a way to kind of give me a little push into gear to I'm looking at that there, that's a bit distracting, and letting her push me into gear to maybe start that early rising again, do my own little retreat. I don't know how to might find something on. I might find something online that I could do. Just going nice and slow here. I wonder how all of you are doing, and if any of you are joining me in this kind of these living room shenanigans, finding old paintings and playing about with colour and stuff. Finding old paintings and finding materials, setting yourself up. Maybe that could be the first thing you might do, is to set yourself up first. Like one day you could set yourself up. The next day, everything ready. You could make some moves on paper, recognizing that you need show nobody. It can just be for yourself. See that there? Like I was saying, that was so we've got the culture, we've got the fractured ribs. I'm not dramatic. And we've got the lower back issue, which is kind of flaring up a touch. I've got a bit of a bad hip, and actually this arm, when I lift it oh no, this arm when I lift it over my head, it kind of gives up a bit. My goodness. I don't know why it's funny. I think it really I've been called to slow down and stop. Slow down and stop. Not that I was like, I'm fairly good on the old self-care generally, but it's self-care that involves driving to water and getting in, or like I said, dancing in the woods to music, or that kind of self-care that involves excursions and a bit of work. My friend was saying today it's a bit hedonistic, maybe, seeking pleasure constantly. And I think there's something kind of rang true about that. I think before I stop, I'm going to put something there, but I don't think it's chalk that's needed. Oh dearie me, I think it's silver ink. Is it? Or maybe it's blue ink. I'll get the two of them. So I've got some of what's called ultramarine blue ink, and the stuff that's nothing like ultramarine blue, so that's this. Maybe I'll just spread that out. Oh, my finger's a bit pink. Yeah, I'm going to spread that out with a brush again. Oh, it is blue. My goodness, see, all I needed was to mine the bottom of the thing. It's very blue. It's bluer than I wanted it to be. I think I want to just wipe off most of that. Oh dear me, I've got a kitchen paper in the water here. It just fell in, so I'll just use that. I'd say sure there'd be no harm now to stop. There'd be no harm to stop now. That's about it, I'd say. I'm just subduing the background there a bit. You won't be able to see the difference now, but what's happened there is I've used the blue from there up here. Oh God. So it's no longer completely white there. It's totally wet. Alright, that's okay. I might do something cohesive with this side after tomorrow, maybe. We'll see how it looks when it dries a bit. So that's me for today. Yeah, that's quite a modest 30 minutes as opposed to the usual hour-long session. And yeah, tune in tomorrow. I'll leave this on the easel, and I probably will come back to this now tomorrow and do a touch more to background. I think it's probably just the background there that could do with something. We'll see. And yeah, I'm going to have I think I'm going to have a relaxing bath and yeah, chill out. Try and convince Lily to give me a massage. If there's money involved, she might do that. She's very good. Okay, all the best. Thanks for listening to all the oohs and ahs and ows. And Claire, if you're watching, thanks for the toys for the dog and cats. They love them. Right, see ya.